Good evening and welcome to Metaphysical Today. I'm Aeson and of course I'm sitting down with the wonderful Miss Hazel Fire Fly from the UK. How are you, darling?
I'm okay, thank you. How's yourself?
Evil. Just evil. I
Oh
went
no.
shopping. There'll be a haul video later, but I went shopping for notebooks. I spent a whole $9 on notebooks.
I'm not saying nothing.
Oh, you ain't saying anything?
I'm not saying
Still
nothing.
pretty notebooks.
We've got a shop over here that's just dedicated to stationery.
I know.
I love it.
I bet. We do not. So, and I live in like like the sticks. So anytime like really good stationery comes in, it either doesn't go anywhere because no one knows what Carpe Diem is or what luxury notebook is or what, Paper Plus is. So I sit and wait and I wait for it to go on sale. Buy one, get one, 70% off. And then I'll go and pick up what I need or what I want. Yes, I really do not
Oh,
help our economy at all.
that's the only way to do it, though.
It is, especially when notebooks are like $40
Yeah,
for a notebook.
that's ridiculous. That is
Um,
absolutely ridiculous.
right, but one is the quality of paper. Like if you look at what you're paying for, we have notebooks that are crappy paper. Like this one, the ink goes through it. It's just crap, but it's
We
good to like
have,
scribble a note on.
I think it's called Pucker or Puka books over
Uh huh.
there. Oh my God, they are to die for.
Uh huh. Nice thick juicy paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Did you
And
enjoy your little video?
I did enjoy the little video. He's so sweet. He's getting so big.
He's massive now.
In a blink of an eye, he'll be walking around and then he'll pick you up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he will.
yeah, you know. But, it's been a good day. It's been a good day. It's been a good start of a day. Granted, we're cooler today.
And we are,
I
thank
pulled out the
God.
leggings.
Is
You
it
know,
getting colder with you now?
it is. I had to pull out the leggings and I got so depressed. Somebody's going to do some clothes shopping because I haven't worn this stuff since like last winter. And it's just too big.
Well, get it on eBay if you use eBay.
I actually do Timu. Like, I'm not buying any good shit until I finally settle on a weight.
Yeah,
And I can run through Timu, grab a bunch of stuff cheap. If I don't like it, big deal. I wasted $2.
I love Timu. I use that as well, but it takes about a month to get you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. I can cope with that.
Exactly. I can allow that time. That's why it's like I'm going to have to get on there and like look for stuff, and
Yeah,
I can actually find stuff that is my flavor.
yeah. Sheen, do you have Sheen over there?
We do have Sheen. I just haven't used them that often.
I find Sheen really good as well.
Okay. Is it better than Wish? Because I don't want pants that are like two sizes, like one leg is 10 miles long, the other
No,
one's
no,
30.
there is so much. The quilt covers
Uh
are
huh.
lovely. And
Okay.
their bedding, like where you put a quilt in
Mm hmm.
and you have
A
to button it at
duvet.
the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't use buttons, they got zips.
Mm.
So it's so much
Which is
easier.
better.
Yeah,
Exactly. And you aren't
yeah.
fighting with it so much. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, you want to jump into this topic?
Oh, this topic I think many of us face without realizing it.
It does. Although, this one is becoming a bigger one, I really didn't hear it about it and put it together. because for years now, there's a situation in our community um, where these people are just they're working 2 and 3 jobs, they're meeting their friends on Friday and Saturday and being totally out and about.
Yeah.
They're every damn committee. Um, like they are superstars, and then they're gone. Like they take that early termination policy in no time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet the audience are wondering what we're speaking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're speaking about high definition depression.
High functioning depression. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes across in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
I, for myself, have suffered with it for 30 years. Take medication daily.
Mm-hmm.
You get used to living with it. The effects are a lot like ADHD
They are.
because you're constantly on the go.
Mm-hmm. You're constantly on the go. You're constantly moving. You want no stillness in your life. But the harder effects is especially now, is to see that there is an issue because
Yeah.
most people think depression. Well, you withdraw. You're not dealing with friends. You're not talking to people. You're in bed all the time. You can't get through your daily life. This is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This
Um.
makes you run around like a ferret on weed.
Exactly. And these are the people that. And don't tell me I've got it because we'll discuss that later on systems and processes to be dealing with things. But these are people that are working 80, 90 hours a week. They're on 45 committees. Like they are on super speed.
Yeah.
And they live on super speed.
But I'm a great believer in we work like that because we want to help others achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we are going to that ability,
Mm-hmm.
we then allow other people to achieve, but we don't necessarily want to achieve ourselves.
Agreed. But it's also their coping mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It's their covering up. They have this mask of busyness. They have this mask on that everything is perfectly fine and joyous and everything's wonderful. And oh, it's a really beautiful day. I'm working 18 hours. I just scored this promotion. I just got that promotion. It is probably one of the most underdiagnosed mental health conditions.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
Because I do think it do get mistaken a lot for ADHD.
Agreed.
And other, how can I explain this? Other
Other
quick
conditions.
moving
Right.
diagnoses. I think that's the easiest way to explain it.
Right. Or it's not diagnosed.
Yeah.
No medical professional catches it. Nobody catches it
No.
until the option button is pushed, the early termination option is pushed, and then it's like, well, what was wrong? What could have ever caused that?
Yeah.
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 Um.
But I also think more people are being diagnosed with it now because life is more of a rat race.
I think more people are being diagnosed with this than they are with ADHD or all the other ones.
Yeah.
I also think that it's now in Europe becoming more known because it's so
Yes.
against the European lifestyle. In
Yeah.
the Americas, these are your top earners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, because the illusion is that everything's fine, everything's perfect, the house is perfect, they are perfect, they are always perfect, they're dressed to the end perfect, their hair is perfect. Everything is a performance. I tell you who I think has it, and they may have not publicly spoken on it yet. I think RuPaul has it.
Yeah.
If you've seen
Yeah.
his schedule and seen his organization and seen his way of seeing things, I'm very sure he has it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Um, So unlike traditional depression, and I want to iterate here, we are not mental health professionals. We know enough to get you through, to get you to the therapist, but we are
We
not the therapist.
we just have debates and conversations
Right,
which help other people realize what
right.
they need to do to move forward.
hmm You know, an example is like everyone knows a friend, and I would say probably every one of us has at least one friend that does this. That they'll have a major struggle in their life, and all of a sudden they're working to they get a divorce and they picked up two extra jobs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
or they have a major life crisis in their life and they just keep moving. And it's like, how do you deal with that? I didn't, and keep going.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll see so many people with it that's been diagnosed with it will use the term, what don't kill you makes you stronger.
Or one that, I'm going to flaunt her for it. Queen Elizabeth used all the time. Keep calm and carry on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I think she may have been one that had it
yeah.
after all that she went through in her life. There was no way she did not have some form of depression at some time. Um, they're constantly busy, overscheduling and staying busy to avoid downtime. Um, they're masking with positivity. Oh, the stock market closed today and I lost half my retirement. Good thing I'm working for the next 30 years. Isn't that so great?
Yeah,
They're like they do the toxic positivity that we see a lot of times in entrepreneurs. Um, we see a lot in our business, to
yeah.
be point blank honest.
Because if you think about it, in our business, most of us have to work 12 plus hours a day.
Right.
And that's the only way we can survive
True.
as people.
As people. Then you feed into this toxic positivity side that is like, what in the seven layers of the gods is this? And you need to get down for a moment. You don't work in
As
education anymore.
our little guest speaker makes an appearance.
Our little guest destroyer makes an appearance. Like it's going to take 10 years after her death for the scars on my legs to heal. Um, they also pressure themselves to be successful
Yeah,
in everything.
yeah,
They cannot fail. They feel being vulnerable. They can't have conversations about emotions and feelings, and because they block that out.
no, that's true. That's
You
true.
know.
The only people I will ever say I love you to is the kids
Mhm.
and my auntie.
Right. But with that, this is even for this is even higher level than that. This
Yeah,
is they do not process emotion at all. They are stuck on happy. Like your heater gets stuck in your car or your air conditioner gets stuck on in your car. They
yeah.
are stuck on happy. Everything is happy, joy, laughing at funerals, if they even have time to attend the funeral. So they don't appear like they're depressed. They don't appear like they're going through depression. They appear perfectly fine on the outside.
It's
So what makes
because
this so
you,
dangerous?
and because you were seen as a happy person constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So you put that mask on so that people think you are.
Mm-hmm.
You become good at hiding things. And I don't
Right.
mean hiding bad things, but hiding how you feel, hiding what you want. In a strange way, it's like you've got two parts to your brain.
Mm-hmm. And you keep
One
telling
is,
one part to shut up.
yeah. And the part you tell to shut up is the part that you lock away the
Mm-hmm.
things you don't want to have to face.
Exactly. Or deal with, or emotionally
Yeah,
handle. You know.
yeah,
So what makes this so dangerous is just that part. eventually there's going to be an overload. There's going to be emotions that you can't hold back. There's going to be a sudden breakdown.
Yeah.
The
And I've had
house of,
them.
yes, we've
And
all had breakdowns, but this is a massive breakdown, like going away for a while on a vacation.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Mhm.
Last minute decision, get up and go.
No, not that type of vacation, honey. This one is to a place that gives you 3 meals a day with 3 shots a day and a lovely padded room, normally in white.
Shall I tell you, you'd be very lucky to get in one of them over here.
Very lucky in general to get into any of that type of facility anymore.
You can't even get treatment over here. The treatment, right, you can see your GP who prescribes you medication, but in that process, they'll send you to a psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
Then the psychologist will send you to a psychotherapist.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll be sent to the mental health team. To be actually diagnosed correctly can take up to 12 months over here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ridiculous because if people were diagnosed earlier, I'm a great believer in there wouldn't be half as many problems as there is.
I'm a great believer there'd not be half as many issues in general.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that if we got more proactive in actually talking mental health, which is why we're going to be talking a lot more of it.
Yes.
Over here and on some other, like this whole week, we're going to be talking about this.
Where's my list? Oh, I've gone over your face. I do apologize.
You're fine.
It's the same as you can talk about it, but you don't accept you got it because you don't want to give what you've got a name tag.
Exactly, because then you have a definition for it. Then you have a way you're supposed to act with it.
Yes. Yeah.
And that can be problematical. Like, it took a while for me to get on this board of, okay, yeah, I probably have ADHD at some level. I have a different spectrum than ADHD, then I want to go bounce around. I'm more withdrawn and I just need help focusing. But the other part of it is, especially with this, is because it's so missed.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so missed when we look at unless you're doing like an adrenal gland test or you're doing some other testing that's going to show, like the body begins showing it.
Yeah.
More than the person. And that puts them at the highest risk for early termination. And it also puts them at the highest risk for starting to isolate.
Yeah. This is going to sound weird. In real life, shall we say, I have lots of acquaintances, but only one friend. Like, I got my auntie, who's my best friend, obviously.
Right.
But I've got one friend that I would trust my life to, but everybody else, if they come close, they push back. I don't need them in my life. For the simple reason I cope on my own.
Understandably. And a lot of times people do that when they're trying to handle things because they get fears of it being not good.
Yeah.
Fears of it not being where it should be.
It's fear of rejection. Because if you think back through your life, how many friends you've had the shit on you?
Right.
And then I got to the point where it was like, no more. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the rejection.
Right.
But I also can't deal with picking up the pieces for everybody else at the same time.
Right. or handling everything for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds strange, but that you get to your own coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
You learn to deal with it in your own way.
Right.
And like there's certain dates with me that trigger me to the point of I don't speak to nobody.
Right.
Because I know if I speak to somebody, that's when I'm going to have a meltdown. Because you
Right.
still have meltdowns throughout this process.
Most do. Some don't. Some don't do have the meltdown until it's too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Some don't have the meltdowns until it is so far that it's not just a meltdown, it's a breakdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And because they keep people at bay, because they move so fast in life and function so fast in life, they have that problematical situation when nobody's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at ways of dealing with it in the ways that you should be dealing with it. Professional help, therapy and counseling. Yes, please.
Counselling don't work for everybody.
No, but getting in there and getting tools.
See, when you've had it as long as I have diagnosed, you learn to cope with it yourself, your own coping mechanisms.
Right.
You deal better with than any type of counselling. Because this is going to sound really fucking crazy. Why would somebody with this want to go and talk to a complete stranger? They don't talk to their friends about the situation.
Because sometimes that's what they need. They need someone that can't interfere with their situation. They need a neutral party to deal with stuff. They need someone that isn't connected to hear them out so that they can bitch about the things they need to bitch about. The other side, and I'm going to say this, it's really hard for us in the business to find a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's like, and I've explained this to Techie before. We have to go to therapists that see therapists.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're not going to understand us.
No. And that's why I wouldn't go to a therapist to offload everything. Because if I was to go in and say this, and this, I know that I would be angry at myself. So I wouldn't put myself in that position because I know that would drag me backwards rather than continuing moving forwards.
Exactly. But again, that's going to a normal therapist, not a therapist that is specifically sees therapists, like they see nobody else but other therapists. Okay. Because you're not going to go in there and discuss, you at age 3 with your mother or whatnot. You're going to go in there and you're going to get just the tools because you know the scams, you know what that is, you know what this is. Hello, Shannon, hello. And that's a different type of therapist. Okay. Or counselor, depending on where you're at, what they're called. Or if there's two separate ones, like there's a therapist and a counselor.
Yeah, again, over you, they come separately.
Yeah. So you would have to see like a supervising therapist or someone that is more advanced than your standard therapist.
But
we know how to bullshit our way through it.
Yeah. But I know that I would be so angry at myself for doing that. I would go back 10 paces and I'm like, no, I've dealt with things my way. I've got that little lockable chest up here and that's where this stays.
Right. For now. And that's perfectly fine for you. But for others, they haven't got those coping skills. That's why first recommendation is go see a therapist. If you even think that you fit into these boxes, see a therapist.
I know we broadcast to all over the world, But over here, now I don't know if you have it over there, we have the well-being service.
We do not.
They offer just for our clients over this side of the world. So if I give the background of it, perhaps that'll help clients in other areas. It's a free service where you can refer yourself to. And they do, over here, they don't call it counsellors no more. It's called talking therapy. It's done over the telephone. I won't give my views on that. But that is a free service, and this is what they're trying to bring in across the world. So it might be worth just our viewers looking out for that as well, if they think that would suit them.
Right, very much so. And then another step that I found very useful is journaling and self-reflection. But you've got to feel safe in that journaling, whether it is the notebook, the paper, the storage of the journal, finding that time to do that self-reflection, to do the emptying of the chest. And then mindfulness and grounding practices always help. The other one, which is highly important, is building a support system. Building a system where someone will go, that's bullshit. You're not working 90 hours this week. You can try again.
Yeah, because straight away this evening you said, are you not feeling well because you haven't been online? You noticed straight away that I hadn't been online. And I suppose that's what good co-workers do. We keep that lookout for each other.
Exactly. And we keep that lookout for the situations. We keep that lookout for, and we realize that we are in a widely different area of business.
Yes.
Like, I talk to business professionals about my business and they lose their freaking mind.
Yeah.
And especially in your area of the world. I mean, what is it? France? They all go on vacation in August.
Yeah.
The whole country goes on vacation.
Yeah.
That would drive me batty.
We used to have over here something called a miners' fortnight. And I think it was the last week of July, the first week of August. During that time, all businesses would close. You know, like all factory-run businesses.
Right.
Because that used to be the only holidays they could take off. Because that was a date where all the mines used to close down. So that was known as the miners' fortnight.
Right.
But now, because obviously we've got no mines, a lot of our, going to say, factory work is done over in China. Now they're open all year type of thing. But again, it comes down to working hours. The working hours of some, I'm going to say, companies over here are crazy. You can't get hold of them because they work such short hours. You know, and again, that comes down to not just the time frame of things, but the companies over here now. This is what you're going to find interesting. They're on about bringing in a 4-day week to help people with their mental health.
It will drive someone with this type of depression up the wall.
Yeah.
They will position themselves to where they won't be doing that.
Yeah.
Or they go, ooh, that means I can work part-time somewhere else and work 3 days a week there.
But that's true, because the companies, if they put their staff on a 4-day week, they're still going to need other staff to cover the other days.
Possibly. You know, and it's a different view of work life and work-life balance. That's something that's supremely important in my support system. Like, I don't know, I'm maxed at 70 hours a week. He prefers if I work 60.
Yeah. I'm going to have to jump in here. What's the time?
I know, my dear. Let's take a break. We'll be
Otherwise,
back.
it'll be too late in the show.
Yes.
Love diving into metaphysical topics, psychic insights, and lively discussions? Now you can help keep the conversation going. By becoming a Patreon supporter of The Psychic Coffee Shop, you'll gain access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and special perks just for our patrons. Join our community and ensure that your favorite psychic show continues to thrive. Your support helps us bring more enlightening episodes, special guests, and deep dives into the world of the unseen. Become a patron today and enjoy a cup of wisdom with us every week. Click the link to join the baristas and unlock exclusive content. Thank you for your support.
Unlock your full potential with Aeson Knight's life coaching. Are you ready to take control of your life and manifest the future you deserve? Aeson Knight, a seasoned life coach and master psychic, is here to guide you on a transformative journey. Whether you're navigating personal challenges, career transitions, or seeking spiritual growth, Aeson's life coaching services offer tailored guidance to help you achieve your goals. With Aeson by your side, you'll discover the tools to overcome obstacles, embrace your true self, and create a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. His unique blend of spiritual insight and practical coaching empowers you to turn your dreams into reality. Ready to make a change? Book your session today and start your journey to a more empowered, balanced, and joyful life with Aeson Knight. Click the link to schedule your first session and step into your power.
Are you ready for an electrifying podcast experience that keeps you coming back for more? Join Aeson Knight every week as he takes you on a journey through captivating shows, each exploring unique and fascinating topics. And here's the best part. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode where you can get your burning questions answered live on air, absolutely free. Whether it's relationship advice, career guidance, or mystical insights, Aeson's podcasts have got you covered. When you subscribe, you become part of a vibrant community, engaging directly with Aeson as he shares his wisdom and leaves you feeling empowered and enlightened. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation. What you'll get by subscribing: Monday 5 p.m. Metaphysics Today, Soulful Conversations with Aeson Knight and Firefly, exploring the essence of metaphysics in today's world. Tuesday 8 p.m. The Psychic Coffee Shop, dive into current events with a psychic twist, featuring special guests and thought-provoking discussions. Friday 9 p.m. The Mountain Bears Podcast, lively discussions from a gayish, techie-ish, bearish perspective with Aeson and Joe. Sunday 5 p.m., Psychic That Plans. Get a weekly tarot energy overview and time management tips from Aeson Knight. Click here to subscribe now and never miss an episode. By subscribing, you're not just tuning in, you're joining a community of curious minds and ensuring you're always in the loop with Aeson's insightful and interactive shows. Don't wait. Hit that subscribe button and get ready for an amazing podcast journey.
Ready for an enchanting journey of self-discovery? Join Lord Aeson Knight in our Wicca courses. Unveil the secrets of Wicca, explore deity relationships, rituals, and more. As a third-degree high priest, Aeson Knight guides you toward empowerment and enlightenment. Enroll today and take your first step into the magical circle. Click the link to begin your journey.
Psychic Saturday. Get 50% off with Aeson Knight every third Saturday of the month. Don't miss out. Book now.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right.
Can I just apologise to the viewers if that come across as rude? I have been told by him sitting in the chair that if we haven't had a break, I need to tell him to take a break.
Yes, because I forget to run breaks, especially when we get into deep conversations. All right. So let's talk about building the support system. They can be your coworkers, they can be your friends, they can be your husbands. And it's not putting limits on how you deal with your emotions. It's more so installing time for you to deal with it. Installing your coping mechanism is staying busy. Installing ways for you not to be busy.
That's so true, Shannon.
Exactly. I have time blocks. We know this. This is why we have timers going off all the time. And that's part of my coping mechanism with my ADHD is I use timers constantly. I use things that keep me on schedule, to keep me focused so that I don't sit down and we do a 10-hour live stream and go, oh, well, I thought I was going to wash the dishes. I guess not now.
And it's so easily done.
It is. It is easily done. I was working on an article last night, and I forgot to set my timer. I was on that article for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And that's what, one of the effects of my ADHD is time blindness. It's also one of my effects of me figuring that I am Superman and can do 90 hours in a week and going, no, I work 62 hours a week at a max. Let's cut this down. Let's build this down. I don't know. On Thursday, I don't know what the hell was up in my brain. I sat down and laid out the schedule for this week, and it was 82 hours. And Joe was like, I don't think so. These are the jobs of your support system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned now, and this is going to sound so random to some people, I will only answer so many Facebook messages a day.
Right.
Because they just take up all your time.
Oh, honey, you've not discovered the world of TikTok and the amount of time that can be lost into that vein of existence.
See, I don't do TikTok. I'm just a watcher.
Oh, I'm talking about watching. Like, you can easily spend 12 hours a day just spinning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy. And it's designed that way. Especially for the ADHD brain, for the depressive brain, it's easy to pop right in there and just keep loading that serotonin.
There we go. And Shannon have come straight up with it.
Yeah. Yep.
See?
Leave me alone in my serotonin chasing limb. I'm not saying anything about it if you've got the time to do that. But we get those little hits of serotonin going on, or those little hits of dopamine, depending on which side of your brain you need to overload. Yeah. And that occurs very quickly, and that feeds your brain as long as you can keep that feeding there. That's what happens with someone with, high functioning depression. Yeah. Nice, quick clips done before you're bored. But that happens with high functioning depression when they're doing these major work shifts, when they're doing this constant busy work, when their house is perfect and everything looks perfect. They get a dopamine serotonin hit, which eats that. And it's falsely reinforcing their brain.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right. And that's why mindfulness and grounding practices need to become important so that you can go back to zero and rebuild that structure. That's why journaling and self-reflection is so important. Like a daily check-in encourages you to take a few minutes each day and just check in with yourself. How you doing? What you feeling? What was today's rating? What was, literally it's like today, one good thing that happened today, one good gratitude thing that happened today.
Oh, bless you.
And your energy level for the day on a scale of 1 to 5. Boom, you're done with your journaling. Now, if you need to work out a problem, take that time, but at minimum, do those 3 things.
I don't journal, but what I do is under my, look, I'm making my desk untidy now. I doodle. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do because that's what clears me, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's what clears me and gets me focused again.
Mm-hmm. And gets you ready for your next serotonin hit or your next reader hit. Like Alpha Wave is fucking lovely. Yeah, how much charge is left? That's important too. So you realize, if you're running your battery to 0 every day, maybe it's time you check in there and go, Why are we hitting zero every day? Is it we need more sleep? We need more water? We need more food? Like, what do we need to adjust in our macros to get us there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's simple things that, because we put others first, we don't think about ourselves and our needs.
Mm-hmm. And our situations and what's actually impacting us.
Yeah.
You know. And I think that we also put other people's value on us more important.
Yes. Yeah.
And then when we realize that that value isn't as what we thought it was, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. A
If
new
only
job
it was
with
that
slightly
easy.
less stress. Well, that would be cute. That would be cute if you could do that. And see, I have a hard time answering that question. If I wasn't doing this, what would I be doing? Serial killer, but you know, that's the comedic one.
I'd still be teaching.
Right.
Do I think I'd be able to cope with that now? No.
See, I don't know what I would do. I don't have a plan B. I've never had a plan B. Oh, someone's moving to, Shannon's daughter's moving to Texas after her birthday next month.
How old will she be, Shannon? Now that's a stressful time for mother and daughter.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, she'll be closer to her dad.
And that will probably send Shannon over the edge.
I think it'll send, she'll be 18. Almost 19.
Still our babies though, wouldn't they? That's the thing. When we look around, no matter what age they are, you still see them as your babies.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be a great adventure for her. Yep. She'll be closer to her dad. The ticket will be cheaper.
And the good thing with mobile phones now is if she needed anything, she could call him from anywhere.
Exactly. You know, I think it's great to get out on your own when you turn 18. And, you know, test your wings. See if you can fly while you still got a net there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I understand that completely.
Yeah. And that can be difficult sometimes, you know, that dealing with that shady side of the hill or that shady side of things. And that's where, like, checking in, communicating, setting up behavioral communication. What I mean by that is, like, you call me every night at 7 o'clock, I'll call you every morning at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Keeping that lines of communication open. And you could be, that time, you can be researching and getting that support system put up.
Yeah. Is she moving in on her own, Shannon? Or is she moving in with friends?
We'll have to wait for the delay. There it is. Oh, friends.
At least with friends, she'll have a support network around her.
Mm-hmm.
And you could also use her as an opportunity to get to know these friends.
Mm-hmm. And a chance to, you know, start heading south, because we know that you're going to end up in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a great point right there. Make sure everyone has your number.
Yeah. I agree with that totally.
All right. All right. So with this, what are you doing this week?
I'm back to my normal hours this week. 9 till midnight. on Life Reader. 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. on Fortunica.
Okay.
And I'll have my afternoon break. I know I was later today.
You needed it.
I did.
Yeah, so I'm doing my midnight shifts, although I'm cutting quick at 6 in the morning instead of working.
Make sure you do.
I do. You know, there was some schedule changes that occurred and some things that occurred, and it's like, okay, time to take and like revitalize this. All right, guys, it's been really good talking about this. I hope you guys understand the importance of seeing this high functioning depression and going, oh, maybe we need to sit down and have a conversation with you while you're working 3 jobs and sitting on the PTO committee and the home mothers committee and the bake committee and go, exactly what are you doing? So what are we covering next week, darling?
I was just getting my little book out. Next week is nutritional spiritual health.
That will be fun. That'll be good to talk about.
Because there's no show, guys, on the 23rd.
Yes.
So the one we got organised for the 23rd, I'll put on our next quarter.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, we haven't got the spiritual awakening.
Right.
We'll make that our first show when we do our revamp for the end of the year.
Right, but you bring up a good point. September 23rd, there will be no Modern Spiritualist Today. That week may be a little spotty because that's my doctor's week. And I get to see him 3 times.
Bloody hell. That's a miracle.
Well, no, not really. 2 of them is my injections, and then 1 of them is my doctor's visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking now. Yep, I've got it on the calendar, no show.
Yeah. So we'll be taking the 23rd off on this show. We will see about the other shows. And a lot of it will be, the one that's at risk is Mountain Bears, and that'll be depending on how I feel.
Just go with the flow that week, guys.
Exactly. Because we know that my injections take a lot out of me.
Yeah.
Exactly. But my injections, while they work lovely, they take a toll on me every time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, renting a room down there, that would be probably possible because it's expensive as heck in Texas.
Get her on the bloody pill, Shannon.
Oh, I'm sure she's on it. All right, guys. We will see you next week, darlings. Bye-bye.
Bye.